It's a great day to talk hockey with Grant McCagg on HabsCast.
Well, it's a fine day to talk hockey. Off to the second round, baby. What do you think, Liam? Cheers, buddy.
I think I've had about 80 of those the last 4 days. But
yeah,
just
my first today.
Good for you, pal. Enjoy it and celebrate it, and all the hard work you do on HabsCast and all the shows and all the setups and all your work on Twitter and everything. So you deserve that pint. You deserve a lot of them. And Montreal didn't deserve that hockey game, but I'm sure as hell going to take it.
I don't know. I was listening to the broadcast, but did they mention that there were no shots on goal in the second period? I didn't really.
It's hard to know. Craig,
my goodness.
Craig, tell us again how they. You know, it's funny. Sweden in a gold medal game against Canada in 2014 went 22 minutes without a shot on net. But it's I guess it was all us tonight. And look, they had a decent first for sure. Slav right off the bar would have been really nice, but
nice shot, eh?
I love beauty.
I love the toe drag and then the shot, and then of course, hey, it's funny, you know, they always put him out in the big moments in the last minute, right? And I mean, he's great defensively. We saw it a couple of games ago, the same deal. You mentioned it, I believe, just how friggin' strong he was in his own zone the last couple of minutes. And but they don't play him on the PK. You know, it's funny, like that's coming. That part's coming, folks. I mean, when Marty relies on Slav the last 2 minutes, you know, when it's 6-on-5, it's man advantage, right? It's shorthanded. It's going to come. He's going to be a PKer for this team down the road, but he still can't score those empty netters. Usually it gets blocked, so we thought, okay, I'm going to stick handle around this time, and then friggin' Hagel still got his stick on it. But you know, we've been around the game long enough here. Oh, here's the other lad. G'day.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good for some reason. But
good to see you, Liam.
Yeah.
How are you, my friend?
I needed to get a defibrillator out and restart my heart before I came on.
Yes, absolutely. Oh,
the shot clock guy was a little bit asleep on the switch. Like, Dobson had 2 shots on net that they didn't count either of them as a shot on net. And I mean, it was obvious saves. And in fact, the shot count went down at one point. It was at 3 and they were going in reverse at one point. It was down to 2. And I said, well, just wait here. It'll soon be 1. They'll have her, you know, they're going in reverse here with so there was, you know, don't take completely the thing. No, I'm calling you there.
Sorry. It's just Goldie. Just Goldie Goldthorpe phoning.
Okay.
World's most violent athlete. I cut it off.
Yeah. But I've been around the game a long time. Liam, you as well, and Blain not quite as long. But people were replying to my tweets and saying, "Well, I'm not watching. Like it's over. They're done." You know, I've seen it so many times, and Liam, you have too, where a team gets dominated, doesn't do anything for a period or a period and a half, and the freaking game was tied. Like, to me, it was just, you know what? They have them right where they want them here. Something's going to happen in the third period that, you know, they'll get a friggin' break or something, and they're right in this game. Like, I did not have the feeling that by any means that the game was over, because we've seen it. I've seen it many times where a team can be dominating another for like half the game, and the score was still tied. So they were lucky that it was tied. Dobie, great again, but I did not for a minute think that, oh, there's no way that the Canadians could win this game.
I didn't have the same feeling myself. I have seen these games before quite often, as you said, maybe not with 0 shots on net and it's interesting what they're doing. They've gone very public about the shots on net, right? They now will determine, they'll review it even while the play is going on and say if that shot was outside that 6x4, they'll take it right back off the board or won't put it on.
Right.
So I know Dobbs' first one definitely was wide, going wide. I thought maybe the second one was more direct on, but regardless, the second period was so bad. And we just looked like we left our legs in Montreal. It looked like that was such a devastating loss when we have such an incredible game, but I thought we were the better team for 60 minutes, 69 minutes, didn't get it done. And then we just were collapsing here. Every one of their entries, to me, I know it wasn't everyone, but most of their entries were controlled zone entries. Most of ours, we were pure, most of these little flips, trying to get it out, trying to avoid, hopefully, them getting down low and getting a chance. And Dobie bailed us out. I thought, let's see what the first few minutes of the third bring, see if Marty can inspire them in any way, shape, or form to win a period, win a series. And we had a tiny pushback, but it really wasn't much. And they kept coming. And then, we got to kill another penalty. And it's just then Newhook bats went out of the air, which goes back to your point, Grant, about how these games can if you keep them close, you're within a goal or you're tied or you're nursing that lead and you find a way to get the W. And that's what Montreal did tonight. Over the course of 7 games, I believe the Habs were the better team. I think the better team won the series, just not this game tonight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, third period, the shots. Well, at one point they were 6-5, but they did the review thing again, I guess, Liam, and it ended up 8-5 for Tampa, and they took one away from the Habs. I mean, hey, that seemed to be a common. One of those shots definitely was on net. I don't know how they could say that Dobson didn't get a shot, but that's fine. And I guess they don't count if you clear it out of your zone. Like Hudson put it right on Vasilevsky there, but they don't count that as a shot on net anymore. I understand, right? That when you shoot it from your own end and the goalie has to stop it, right? That's not considered a shot on net anymore, I guess, because he did.
It's all they review it immediately and they call it, and so it is a little skewed. You can see our attempts match their shots. Their attempts at one point when we had the 4 shots, we had 22 attempts. They at that point were at 21 or 22 shots. Their attempts probably would have been over 30, but we were fairly close in attempts. It's just they block everything. We're notoriously bad anyway. We were brutal all season at it. We were outshot almost every freaking game. So this isn't anything new for Montreal. It's just of all times to absolutely just totally have nothing left. And that's what that second period looked like to me. So we got her done. We were the better team over 7. I will now pass the baton.
Well, it didn't look good. I'll admit to you there after the second period, but I still think, frig, I've seen this before, and they can win this thing. And miraculously, Blain, they did. You glad you came home from sea there for this one, or what?
Yeah, I'm glad I'm home from sea anytime. But when I get to watch hockey, it's even better. And to Liam's point, I agree. They did not. On the deserve to win a meter, it would be below 10% at this point. And the Canadians made Tampa regret not burying it in the second period.
Right.
But I think it's a hockey gods thing because they totally dominated game 6 and should have won that game, but didn't. Right. They got goalied. So turnabout's fair play. Dobesh goalied them.
Yeah. No, I agree. Great and point. I mean, 9 shots on goal, 7-9. What's the math there, guys? 800, less than an 800 save percentage for Vasilevsky in the big game. He's now
every shot they took off of him hurt his save percentage.
He's now 2-3 in game 7s, believe it or not. The Tampa Bay Lightning has gone 29 games now without winning 2 games in a row in the playoffs. That coach of the year Cooper is going to have to. I don't know. He needs to be better. He needs to be a better coach. Actually, did you see the? It was nice the handshake line. It's always what did you take away from it, Blain? Did you notice? Did you see the handshake at the end?
Yeah.
What was your main takeaway from that? And I'll ask Liam then after too.
Well, I mean, Cooper stopped and talked to Suzuki for a little bit at the end
Yeah.
there. He was his coach in the Olympics. They
Yes.
had that moment in the final in 21, and it just looks like Suzuki's finally gotten to the point where Cooper thought he would reach. It's like a passing of the baton sort of thing, with the Canadians taking this series against Tampa. You know, the perennial cup contender, the veteran team, and then the youngest team in the playoff shows up, upstart, takes the series from them.
Yeah. Did you see Dobie when they went to interview and he went?
Yeah. So we're the whole time I'm thinking, you know, if the goalie from Slapshot were here, it'd be him.
He's a beauty.
Yeah. What did you think of the after? I mean, I had to get set up, but I did see most of the handshake line, and I did want to see, and I'm glad they showed Cooper and Suzuki, because that's kind of the main storyline, perhaps, from the handshake line. But your takeaways, if any?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just was kind of blown away by the cameras in the third period. Went to Marty so much on the bench, and they panned upstairs with Kent and Jeff, and who's standing between them? Vinny LeCavalier. And it's 22 years is a long time, but they were such an integral part of that organization. Like, Marty's a Hall of Famer. Like, Vinny was all world. Brad Richards, that team was incredible. And it was such a phenomenal final against Calgary. And here we go. We've got two guys from that roster. Yeah. I thought that was, to me anyway, it was amazing. The other thing I just couldn't believe, watching Marty, like, could he look any more like, hey, like, when's this thing ending, man? I got to go back and watch Seinfeld. Like, he's leaning back, he's got the boards, let's see, who's like, you know what, I'm going to throw the lines in a blender again. Who gives a shit? And, it's like he just was hanging back there like he didn't have a care in the world.
Yeah.
And him and Coop had a nice exchange there in the handshake line. And, hey, look, give Coop credit, too. He realized what line was going. They got nothing out of point all series. And they had a few other guys, and they went with Gonzalez. They went with James. He fed the guys out there. He started them on the power play. He had them out there. He did everything he could, too. And, look, every dog will have his day. He will eventually, too. He's the longest tenured coach, and he's won everything there is to win. But I don't think he got out-coached. It was just, but at the end of the day, they had a nice exchange, as you would expect. There's only been, outside of Milan Lucic, when has there ever been anything in our lifetime anyway? I mean, it was the handshakes have been going around since 1908. That's when they started, and it's been a long time. And how many times you see that when everybody, they try and kill each other out there, and then there was a lot like Corey Perry. I watched him going through with the guys that he played with from 2021. Yeah. And you could see the embrace. You could see the affection that they still had for each other, and both realizing at that time, whoever it was with, Suzuki, Caulfield, Dino, that there was a job to do. And there was a lot of respect there in that sense. But this is an incredible win for this organization in this rebuild process. You look at Marty's words there in between. It's like we needed a game 7 to validate where we're going from year 5 now to year 6, as this thing has gone on a rocket ship for 5 years. They did it right. They tore it down to the studs, largely because everybody was injured after 2021, and we started without 8 or 9 guys that played game 5 against Tampa, and now we turn around and we get her done.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to add that there. Well, the Habs are going to play at least twice as many games as they did last year, because at a minimum they're going to play 11 games this playoff round, and last year they played 5. They played a game 7, and I said it going in, like, Liam, that it's just whether they win or lose this, it's such a great experience for such a young team, the youngest team in the playoffs, and to go to a game 7, win or lose. And they found a way to do it. New Hook with it was a smart play. Hey,
he was off his post. Why not?
Yeah, that's what you do. How many goals have we seen like that this year? That you friggin' just you get it behind the goal line and you shoot it toward the goalie, and it may bounce off him. Go ahead.
No one asks how. They just ask how many.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I mean the Suzuki goal too. It was nice for the Habs to get 2 breaks really, and it was the difference in the game. So we saw last game the posts that Caulfield just nailing the post, Demidov getting same deal, getting robbed tonight. Yeah, absolutely. Tampa deserved that to win that game, but Canadians have a legitimate starting goalie now in Jakub Bilbish.
He's definitely on a roll.
Go ahead, Blain. Blain, go ahead.
Yeah, he's definitely on a roll. This kid, since the Olympic break, has just proven he belongs in that net. He took the starter's role, and he hasn't let it go. He has played lights out hockey ever since.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for him, that would not be a 2-1 win. He made some big saves.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the hockey gods were really on Montreal's side. I mean, when Slavkovsky's broken stick beat out an icing, I'm like, all right, there we go.
and then that one, like they said, it hit like a snow pile or something. Like I was, that's when it really hit me. I said, you know what? They're somehow or another they're winning this freaking game. Hey, Liam?
Oh, you start to wonder, man, because that camera angle we couldn't see. I'm going, well, there's another icing, and all of a sudden, a pile of snow. Like, who put it there? Rose Joliet? I mean, it was incredible. That stick. I mean, it's just divine intervention. You get credited with 9 shots, all the shot attempts, and all what they didn't count and everything else. It was still, regardless of what they would have counted, it's going to be an incredibly low total. They dominated the play. We found a way. And you know what? I'm so happy because this group, obviously we're hardcore Hab fanatics. This group deserved it. It would have been a tough one to lose because it wasn't like 2021 where we just hung on in periods and games. We hung on and we got an OT win and pushed it to 5. And even game 5, like 1-0, you knew when they scored, we weren't going to get one. And it's just, we found a way here. We found a way, and they deserved it. And they deserved it. They were the better team this series. It's so significant for the Habs that we are all anticipating and hoping are marching towards being a Stanley Cup contending team. And this is just such a massive step to do it after getting back in the postseason with this group last year. So, man, it's I don't know, boy. I'll tell you, I was on the edge of the seat here. I'm sure millions of Canadian fans the world over were doing the same thing. And it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable feeling to get this win. I am so happy. So happy.
Well, especially
such a
after
huge win for the team too.
Especially after going down to game 6 or game 5, Liam, and
catching that game in Tampa just added a little bit more. Not that I need any more fuel on my fire, but I think I tried to douse it with about 30 beers that day. But it's American beer anyway. It's water. But at the end of the day, man, it's amazing to be in a road building playoff game, watch Montreal win. Reminded me of my youth, in the 80s and 90s, where I would travel around a little bit to watch the Habs, and certainly caught 20 games a year at the Forum. So, them playing live was a big part of my existence. Now it's not that way anymore. So I live vicariously through what they do on the ice through our TV sets. And when Newhook banged that in, man, I just went, after Suzuki's goal, it's the only way you were going to beat them. And it's either get a shot through. They block everything. Their D played great. They're a great team. They're a worthy team of 106 points and second in the Atlantic and everything else. And now we got the wagon. Now we got Buffalo the wagon here. So we'll see. These are such tough turnaround this first game, but right now you just got to enjoy this moment. And and relishing the fact that Dobson came back. I see some people, one or two guys anyway, saying maybe he wasn't that good tonight. He made a couple mistakes, but he made some great plays, breaking up the 2-on-1, the shot block, a couple of shot blocks at least. Made a lot of other nice clears, got some shots through. I thought we benefited greatly from having him out there, in my opinion. You guys can offer yours, and I was happy he was back. I would have taken Stroobs out instead of Arbor, but at the end of the day, hard to criticize when you got the W and you're moving on, baby.
Yeah. Your thoughts on that, Blain?
Oh, I thought Dobson played well, considering he hadn't been in a playoff game yet. Walks in a game 7.
Oh.
He made a couple of really key defensive plays. He got some really good shots off. It kind of showed that top hand or the thumb, whatever was busted, was healed enough. You can play through it. So, and that one play, what was it? Was it Hagel that was trying to go around him? He just tapped that puck off his stick.
Yeah.
Hagel was going around him. He was going right to the net, wide open chance. So, without, I don't know if it wasn't Dobson, who else could have stopped that?
No, and I liked Biex is a great analyst. He was talking about how he he was checking to see, well, did he do this okay? Yeah. Did he have was he able to check with one hand? Yeah. Did he get a shot one timer? Okay, yeah. So he's good to go. He's going to be, I don't think he'll be missing any of the Buffalo games. He's back in, and his shot seemed okay. You can't expect him to be fantastic. And hey, Tampa's lost 3 years in a row. This is a team that went to the Cup Finals 3 straight years with a lot of the core there. They were going to have a pushback tonight. They were going to be friggin' tough. And Gooley was great again. Too. I think he got assists on both goals. Did he not tonight?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he
Let's see here. Yeah, he had 2 assists.
Yeah.
So 2 assists plus 2. Solid game from him again. They only had 13 block shots tonight. And 43 hits again. I thought that they might wear down the older team, the Tampa Bay, but Tampa, like you were saying, Liam, they seem to be the ones that had the legs, certainly in the second period.
Yeah, second period was an absolute disaster. In fact, I'd go so far to say it was one of, if not our worst period of the year. I mean, it was an absolute, the ice was just slanted. It was a blue wave after blue wave. And by the grace of God, as Hab fans here, we didn't, Dobie held the fort and the guys found a way to just eat enough of the clock that we got through without getting scored on. I don't know how we did it, but we did it. And they got the one, but they scored, right? Their power play goal was second period, right? So,
yeah.
It was. So it was, we just hung on, man, and then got into the third and scored that one less than 10 minutes to go. That was just incredible stuff. But I was tilted tonight. Not totally surprised at it. Well, to a degree, the extent that it was, because it was so one-sided. But I get the emotion of not getting a W in that game that went 0-0 into OT in game 6 and all the emotion. And it's like when we didn't get anything else out of the first, it was just like we just put a pin in the balloon for the second period. You could tell right away the first couple of shifts, it was incredible. We just had nothing. And It was so scary because I've seen this all season. And, it's a lot of times we're able to right the ship at some point that period, but we just were not. And we survived it. We survived it. We survived the game. We found a way, and it happens sometimes. And it's just great to see. It's a blessing as a Montreal fan. It's going to be a tough one for the hardcore Tampa fans tonight. But, you handed that to us in 2021. Payback's a bitch, baby. Just like we beat them one time there for the first time in years in the regular season, remember? And they had the camera on Cole right at the end of the game as the Habs are celebrating. Bon nuit, Tampa. Bon nuit.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
No. Stroobs, I don't know if he had a shift he didn't play a hell of a lot in the second half of the game, did he? He ended up with 5 minutes in ice time. Galley again, 6:48, so they were the guys not getting a hell of a lot. I don't know. Maybe Jackeye does get in against Buffalo to start it, because 5 minutes for Stroobs doesn't say that they're they're going to go with 5D most of the time here. I think that's pretty obvious that they're, with Dobson back in. Well, hey, they played the hell out of 4 for the first 6 games so I'm sure with now that they've got their 5 back, they'll end up they'll be getting the majority of the ice time one way or the other, whether it's Jackeye or Struble in, right? Go ahead, Blain.
Well, I was just gonna expand on what Liam was talking about with the Tampa dominating. Yeah. It wasn't just the fact that they were getting all those shots. It was the fact that they beat Montreal to every single puck. They outworked them along the boards on every single battle. They dominated at every step of the way.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just for a shift or two. It was for a long period of time. And they held on. Hopefully they learn. This is a team that tends to learn its lessons pretty quick. Last year's playoffs, they learned they had to play physical. Look at what they did this year. From game to game, they've changed their game plan. They've changed how they approach the game. So hopefully in game 1 in Buffalo, they don't do that, because they're going to get eaten alive if they play flat-footed like that.
Yeah.
Maybe play like
absolutely.
Tampa did. Take it to them.
Tina was mentioning, and it happened a few times, do the linesmen never pick up the broken sticks anymore? Like they used to, but it seems like, and it was really noticeable tonight. There was broken sticks out there for 2 or 3 minutes, and the linesmen never picked them up, and they were stuck in the frickin' way most of the time too. Thank you. It saved that frickin' icing call against Slav, but I don't know. Do they?
It's union jobs, right? Nobody put in the work order to pick up the sticks, so they couldn't go do it.
Yeah, they don't get paid enough, the poor guys. But Dave Jackson, I'm gonna try to get him on here. He's been commenting a lot, and he does ESPN stuff and that. But I got a lot of questions to ask him. If I can get him on a podcast, I'm gonna ask him to see if he can. Let's get Rick back. Rick on here with the gang for a few minutes before we let you go, Blain. Rick, how are you? How are you feeling, buddy? You got a whiskey out there, what?
No. I think if I start with the whiskey, I'll be having a bit too many whiskeys. So I'm going to stick with my 0.5 beer and keep it safe tonight. What a win!
Okay. You got your there, your volume. Do you have your mic? You got your mic on? Yeah.
Should, yeah.
Okay. Do you guys find him is sound a little low, or?
Well, he had some feedback. There was some feedback, some reverb.
Okay. All right. So, Rick, what's you don't think Montreal got outplayed tonight, do you?
Yeah, slightly. No, definitely. They
guys, hold on. Wendy's upset because the pillow's in the way.
Okay.
Sorry,
okay.
Wendy. Sorry. Can you make me a rum and coke, please?
It's all about aesthetics. Okay, go ahead.
Yes,
go ahead.
No. Listen, they did. But part of and I was listening to what Blain was saying. They were getting beat at the puck a lot, too much, in my opinion. I think that came up to a little bit of what we spoke to about Grant and Blain before the game for the pre-show. I thought that Montreal were at their best when they were, playing well down low, keeping a good box, but the guys the eye up in their own zone had to be better at the blue line, and they were not quite as good as they were in the past. not really keeping Tampa Bay away or making life difficult at the point, which led to extra opportunities. And they also were when Montreal did get possession, they were not coming down enough to give Montreal an outlet. And there was too much separation between players sometimes. And that's what Tampa Bay took advantage. Now, having said all that, defensively, I think Montreal were giving Tampa lots of shots on nets, and Dobie had to make some really good saves, but there was a lot of shots that were relatively comfortable for him to save.
Yeah.
They were giving them the far shots a little bit more, making sure the rebounds are not out of control, making sure they don't get too many second and third opportunities. So the way the Habs defended kind of made it misleading in a sense. I wouldn't even say the word misleading, but it made those kind of impressions worse. And in the offensive zone, again, too many guys are holding that stick tight. They're just not getting shots to the net. Too many shots were blocked by Tampa. I thought a little bit, like I said before too, a little fake before shooting, a little movement, a little head bob, a little something to get everybody a little bit out of position and give yourself a little extra second would have been great. Those were the biggest issues for tonight's game. But again, the Habs could have packed it in. I mean, they were, they could have mentally just, felt the pressure and kind of quit, but they didn't. They battled and they battled, and no matter how many shots they were getting or not getting, or no matter what was happening, they battled. And in that sense, it was a very well-deserved win.
Okay. I'm going to ask all three of you here your MVP of the series for the Habs, Liam,
Easy.
and your 3 stars for the series for the Habs. I think the MVP is pretty obvious, but go ahead.
Yeah, Dobie all day. We could pull a Rocket Richard from 1945 here and give him all 3 stars too. I mean, need some rum in that.
I know which one. Yvonne or
I'll take the Montreal Canadian mug. Thank you. I love it. 3 stars. I'd go probably I'd say
Dobie?
Josh Anderson, Goulet, and probably Suzuki in whatever order you want. Nick, Goulet, Josh Anderson, just doing it quickly, not really giving it much thought. Dobie's the MVP. He's number 1. He's here.
Okay.
Put in the other guys down for me. The other guys are here. And what's it end up being? Ends up being a 4-3 games over Tampa in a fantastic win for the Canadiens of Montreal. Get it!
Well, Blain, you're going to say, I know who you're going to say for MVP. And then 3 other stars for the 3 stars for the Canadians in the series.
Well, clearly Dobesh, I guess MVP, but to keep him off the 3 stars, I guess I would go with Anderson, Hudson, and Goulet.
Okay.
Hudson's defense was underrated in that series, I think.
Well, that's my 3 actually, but what would you say, Rick?
Well, I mean, I think the Dobesh is kind of like obviously right.
Dekshay, the MVP?
No.
Okay.
Not. We're gonna be pretty predictable and go with Dobesh because I think I'd lose any right to comment on hockey if I voted for anybody else as MVP. But after that, Goulet would first star for sure. He was phenomenal. So impressed by everything he's done in the playoffs. I'd give Suzuki also, and I want to give it to Hudson, but I'm going to throw another name here that wasn't said just because I thought he played really, really well in his role. But I thought Daniel had an excellent playoff for the Habs. He was, game after game, he played really, really well. And I said I'd give it to Hudson, but I'm going to just throw Daniel's name out there to give him a little bit of respect too.
Well, he got some free pizza out of the deal.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised the two of you went with Suzuki. I mean, I didn't mind his series. He obviously came up with the fortunate goal at the end there, what was kind of nice. He did get an even strength point in the last 2 games, so good for him. but certainly he was solid, and Danault was a good choice too, a dark horse choice. I liked the way Kirby Dach bounced back, and if you want to maybe say an unsung hero, considering the adversity that he faced, I'd certainly give some honorable mentions to Kirby Dach too in this series. Listen, Blain, did you? How much more time do you have there, buddy?
I've got about 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay, good.
Before I turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to quickly bring this up here and see if there's anything else. The Canadiens, I do believe in this series, and it wasn't certainly not something that Cuthbert and Simpson would have brought up, but I think they won the faceoffs every single game, if I'm not mistaken, that they won the majority of the faceoffs. And if you take it over the course of the series, again, tonight they were 53%. They were up a lot higher than that after the first, but that second period, even the faceoffs went back the Tampa way. But I thought that was a key to the series too, the fact that Montreal was better in the faceoff circle from game 1 right to game 7. Liam, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think at one point tonight they're up to 61%, and I just want to give a shout out here on the comments. The Spoolie says, "Well, Cooch is not getting white girls drunk on 3 beers, preaching from a chair tonight."
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah,
that's so funny. That's great, man. There's been some great comments too. It's the guys are talking to each other too, about the stick and Suzuki and all sorts of stuff as usual. Just great stuff in the comments there. But you have to give that one a shout out. I mean, come on. Oh, the dots, we were awesome. Like it was, and a lot of times there in those last 5-6 minutes, Marty had a couple centers out there. Like he was doing everything was done right. All Slav had to do was lift that little backhand. We wouldn't have any of that drama at the end. But I mean, geez, the dots, and we've struggled there over the years. This has been good. Just another maturation process. Obviously getting Danault in. Colorado's killing Minnesota, by the way. I don't know if you guys have it on or not. It is an absolute wipeout here right now in the first period. But that said, Grant, everybody, Habs on the dot were great. Got some big W's there, and man, it makes such a difference because I love you see the difference in the breakout. Like they're big up the wall and out. They catch that guy circling, they go. We're big D to D. I knew Maverick would get in here eventually. Sorry about that. And we're big D to D, and we find that little chip usually. And it starts with getting the draw. And we got a lot of draws tonight. Even in the third period, you knew after we scored and they were pushing, we were still winning some key faceoffs. That was just fantastic to see. And you still lost a couple there where it gave us all heart attacks, I'm sure. But no, it's a great point, Grant. And I don't know if that is the case. I'm actually not sure of that. It'd be great to know if in fact we dominated it, or not dominated, but won the faceoffs all 7 games. That would be an unbelievable stat for us. Certainly
at least 6
here, and Keon going to Buffalo. So just great to see, man. Great to see. We did really well in the dot.
So what do you think the keys are? I'll ask Blain here first. How can the Habs beat Buffalo? Can they beat Buffalo? And if they can, what do they how?
Well, they can beat them. They just need to continue with those things that they were doing in the first 6 games. The forecheck, not the 7th in the first 6. The continuing on the forecheck, continuing to be physical. The face-offs are going to be very important. Starting off with possession against a team like that is going to be very important. But what they do need is a little bit more offensive production from their top line. If they can finally get Caulfield and Suzuki going, I would see a 6-game series for Montreal.
Yeah. Well, I think Caulfield, I was looking at it, he had, I believe, 4 or 5 goals against Buffalo this year. So hopefully some of that regular season magic rubs off. We'll go to you, Rick. What do you think? Can they beat Buffalo? And if so, how?
It's going to be a tough challenge because Buffalo's second half was absolutely incredible. They were the most dominant team in the league, probably. I think for me, the biggest issue is going to be getting that almost that East-West game going in a sense, because that defense of Buffalo is big and they move well and they take up a lot of space. You're going to have to get them moving around a lot, laterally especially, and almost force them to kind of lose balance and have to pivot and have to move so that you could kind of get in. And when you do get in, you got to get quicker shots on nets because, again, their long sticks are going to break up a lot of plays for you. So Montreal are going to have to get those openings, and when you get them, drill a shot on net right away, no hesitation, quality shots. Guys like Caulfield are going to be a lot more important in this round than they were in the previous one. So they're going to need to really he's going to need to step up and get quality shots on nets because, again, it's going to be a different problem with Buffalo. That defense is really impressive.
Well, they're big. They're big units, that's for sure. They got some size back there. Do you get to see much of Buffalo down the stretch, Liam? Do you think Montreal can beat them, and if so, how?
Yeah. Can we? Yeah. I think it's going to be incredibly difficult. Don't think for a second we haven't exerted a tremendous amount of energy here in this series. And is it confirmed we're starting Tuesday? Does anybody know?
Wednesday.
I think it's Wednesday. Yeah.
Are they going to go Wednesday? Is it like to have the schedule? Is it Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday, Saturday?
I think it's Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Friday.
Now you're asking too much there.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if that had.
I got the schedule. I got it here. It's Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday. Those are the first 4 games.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I like that. I think that helps us. We need. They've been sitting. They'll have been sitting. Not that that's going to matter a lot. They're a young team too. But yeah, can we beat them? For sure we can. I think that. Blain's point for sure. Their first line. You think we can go series after series with not getting the production from these guys who carry us so much offensively in the regular season? It's hard to imagine that we could duplicate something like that again without getting a lot more from them. Yes, Slav game 1 with a power play. Yes, Nick chicked in with a bunch of assists. Got a big one tonight. Cole's got to get off to Schneid. He got the 1 PP, nothing in even strength. So for sure, that combination of players is going to have to definitely pick up something close to what we saw in the regular season. I think the rest of it, really, they're a much more physical team than they've been in the past. Saw that against the Bruins. They pushed back hard, and for everything they got, with the exception of Charlie McAvoy right at the end, and everything else, they gave an eye for an eye. So I expect them to come at Montreal very, very hard. And I just think that the one thing I'd like to see us clean up on this, I don't care, we're playing Buffalo, but like the pinches tonight, back when we were kids playing the game, you were taught that if you saw your D go in, whatever wing you were, that wing's got to go back. Grant, remember about 8 shows ago, we talked about it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I think you were on. And it's just infuriating to watch tonight, those pinches where they it's automatic 2-on-1 coming out.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy. And we got away with it and won the series. But again, these are things you have to clean up. Your little other mistakes, it's a game of mistakes. They're going to happen. But I think Blain said, number 1 line's got to get going. We got to minimize our mistakes even more to have success against Buffalo. We've got to play smarter hockey. Make them, if they score and if they win games, make them do it the honest way, with good goals, and that they've worked hard and they've made the effort down low to bang something in. I'll give them credit for that. But if they're making them on our backs because we're screwing up and making the mistake, that's what we have to minimize, I think, to have success against Buffalo. Because I think we can score with them. I think it's going to be a different series. And I also think, Grant, you said it even before we came on the show tonight, just before we were waiting for everybody, that you made the comment, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you did, and you said, look, we're not going to get the same defensive structure here at all that you did with the Sorelli line on Nick and the way that Coop had these guys play. They're a very, very veteran team. We talked about it. We know a core of those guys were there in 2021. We're not going to see the same defensive structure. I think that bodes well for us too. It's just right now, these guys are a wagon.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to contain Tage Thompson. Tage seems to have a way of dominating the Habs there. So those 2-on-1s, Liam, did they drive you to rum and soda or what?
I had a nice rum and Coke going that Wendy made for me. It's maybe just a small double. And we got the Habs 100th anniversary mug. And I got that. I worked on the 100th anniversary DVD that came out a number of years ago, as you guys know. And what a highlight for me that was. But so I'm celebrating with a little rumski. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll let you get to your rum and Mav, get Mav back up on the couch because I know he wants up there pretty bad. Really, thanks as always for coming out, Liam, and we'll have to do a Montreal forum this week, I think, sir?
Yeah. Let's forecast one in there, brother. Absolutely.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Liam. Have a good night.
All right, boys. We'll talk to you later.
See you in round 2, my friend.
See you in round 2. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for all the comments. Bye-bye.
That's what happens when I've got 4 people on here. It goes into a square like that, and then pillows get revealed that Wendy doesn't want in the camera shot. Okay. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up with you there, Blain, too. It's getting what? Oh, geez, it's 10:47 in Halifax. That's
I mean, I got a 6 a.m. start.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're back from sea, and they still make you come in to.
Well, yeah.
No break, eh? All right. When's your next holiday?
What the hell's a break?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take Wednesday off so I can get my dog's knee surgery in. But that's my next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then probably the long weekend. There you go. I get a day off in the long weekend.
Okay. Did he tear it trying to stop you on the outdoor rink or what?
No.
Okay.
No. He's just very he's a high strung lab. Let's put it that way. And he loves changes of direction. When he jumps onto his basketball, but he kind of rolled over the wrong way.
Ah, okay. Somebody was mentioning here that Cole is playing afraid. I saw a couple of times he bailed on finishing a check. I hope he gets over that. Cole actually led the team in hits tonight. He had 5 hits. So I didn't find that he was. It
was his hit that led to the first goal.
What's that?
It was his hit that led to the first goal.
Well, I sometimes it's the little things that you miss, but Cole has not hurt the team. He's not hurting the team. We expect more from him. He's a 50-goal scorer, and I think against Buffalo he had success this year, and I suspect that. I suspect there's going to be more goals in this series than in the Tampa series, and there might be some 6-5, couple of 6-5 games or 5-4. I mean, we had nothing even close to that in this series, and there might even be a couple of blowouts. Not saying it'll be Montreal, but I think this will be a little more exciting offensive wise. I hope so, anyways. Although this series didn't lack excitement. It didn't lack suspense. It just it at times there was a bit. It wasn't fire wagon hockey by any stretch of the imagination. Blain, thank you so much as always for coming on. We're gonna keep Rick on here for a little longer, I hope, and we'll get to a few more comments and stuff, and we'll get more of his thoughts on the game. Any parting thoughts from you, sir?
Yeah, always stock up on your heart pills before the playoffs.
Okay. Okay. Final words needn't be said. Thank you so much. And listen, so how long are you ashore?
Hopefully until September.
Oh, you're back, baby. All right. So
Yeah.
we might see you in the second round here a couple times then.
You just might.
Okay, good. Well, that's good friggin' news, man.
That's
So
awesome.
you didn't miss the whole. You caught the best game at home, like the most important game. Here's hoping that they don't keep playing like that for you when you're ashore.
Well, they played fine when I was in the States, watching it from a Boston Bruins bar.
Okay. Oh,
That was awkward.
Head back to Boston then.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay. Okay. Thank you as always, and
All right.
have a pleasant night. And maybe we'll see you on Wednesday.
Maybe.
All right. I'll be in touch.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Blain.
Thank you. Thanks. So, yeah, I don't know. I was saying to those guys, Rick, I had a funny feeling they were going to win, even after the second period. In part because it was only 1-1, and I've seen it before. A team can be getting dominated, but if the score is 1-1, it's still anybody's game. All it takes is a break. Doby, I had total faith in Doby. I knew he was going to keep playing well. I wasn't shocked. I was getting comments on Twitter. Well, that's it. Season's over. You know, they're done. This and that. Blah blah blah. I said, okay, goodbye. You know, you don't have to watch anymore. But I didn't. I never lost faith that they could possibly pull it out.
Yeah, I felt kind of the same way. There was moments where I was hoping they'd play better, and I was getting doubtful because I mean, I can't say I was 100% confident, but I knew that, like, just like you, Grant, there was these things happen often in hockey, and Montreal were not getting chances in the second, but I thought in the third they started playing better, and I go, okay, if they could withstand this at this point, anything is possible, because the third was pretty much equal. I found at that point. The defensive structure of Montreal got better in the third. I didn't see as many opportunities for Tampa Bay to make plays, and I didn't see as many dangerous opportunities. Not much more than Montreal. And I think for a while Montreal had 4 shots or 5 shots in the third, and Tampa didn't have any. So I go, okay, this is starting to be interesting. And all it takes is one opportunity. Because the thing is, people always say a great goalie performance. He was fantastic. It was so difficult, but he carried his team through 40 shots or something like that. But it's not easy only getting 8 or 9 shots either. It's really not easy. I go, any shot on Vasilevsky could catch him off guard at this point, because he is totally not warmed up right now. Like, anything could happen. And it was a lucky goal, but it was a lucky goal that was created by hustle, by hard work, by intensity, by running, by chasing after the puck. So it was a well-deserved lucky goal by Montreal. It was not a fluke where you tried to bang it off the boards and it goes in off two people's sticks. It was, they hustled for that luck. So it was a well-deserved goal for Newhook, and I was happy for him. I mean, he was using his speed, stuff we like to see him do. And like you, Grant, I thought the Habs could definitely win this game. Yes, they're being dominated, but they definitely could win this game.
Well, the score was 1-1. So, I mean, I've seen it the other way too, where Habs dominated and, they couldn't get the go-ahead goal. And you think, I have a funny feeling they may not win this game. And, it was the opposite feeling tonight. Yeah. I've seen it with the shoe on the other foot, and the Habs end up losing the game. And that's included again at games against Tampa in the past too, where they dominated and Tampa found a way to win. Good teams find ways to win when they're not playing well. And tonight, the Canadians obviously weren't playing well. I found that Tampa after that goal, they were sort of. It looked like they were almost out of steam. Like they were playing kind of defeated a bit, and they got a couple of chances, but they didn't really push like I thought they might. And the Canadians really tightened things up in that third period. And considering, like you say, at one point, well, they went the first 5 minutes without a shot, or 6 minutes of the period without a shot, Buffalo, Tampa. So Montreal did stem the tide to a certain degree there to start the third. And then, they had that one shift where they had it in Tampa's zone.
Yes.
I'm starting to say Buffalo. I'm getting ready for the next series here. Call them Buffalo. But they didn't end up getting a shot on net. However, it kind of turned, it got Montreal back in the game, I thought, and they didn't. They started to play on equal footing with Tampa, I thought. Slav, I was saying to the guys at the start there, Rick, Slav, Marty puts him out in that last minute of 1-goal games all the time now. Last 2 minutes, last 3 minutes, he plays like at least 2 minutes. And he's pretty damn strong in his own zone. And I find it a bit curious that, the most important times when they're shorthanded, like 6-on-5, empty net, Slav's out there. Yet he can't score on an empty net, but he's out there. Yet 5-on-4, he's never out there. That's going to change, I think, in the future because, we're seeing that Marty relies on Slav in those situations defensively. Well, sooner or later, he's going to start relying on it. I think, on the penalty kill too.
Yeah, I think on some penalty kills I could see Slav being used. I think if they have other options, I think he'd prefer to just spread out the responsibility. So I think Marty values giving everybody a role on the team as much as possible so that they feel like they're contributing. So if he has options on the penalty kill that are, very good also, I think he might defer to those guys like, the Danos, the Andersons, the Evans and guys like that to give them, again, a little bit of opportunity. But I do think if the game is tight, to protect the lead, you're going to see a Slavkovsky do a lot more responsibilities defensively, man. Wow. On that breakout by Tampa there on that 3-on-2, his back check was just phenomenal, man. He read that play well. He didn't chase anybody. He just waited, got into position, and that was so well done. Very, very impressed. So, I think Slavkovsky would deserve to be on the penalty kill more often. I think it's not going to happen just because Marty's just going to want to spread out the responsibility to everybody and give them a little something, unless they're protecting a lead.
So you think Marty should keep putting Newhook on the penalty kill and power play, but not Slav? Okay, well that's interesting. That's interesting.
No.
Well, he does. He puts Newhook on the penalty kill and power play, but he can't put Slav on the penalty kill and power play.
No, that's a good point.
Just saying.
If you could move, if you're gonna double shift a guy on both, make it be Slav more than.
I think I'd do it over Newhook. I would. But
you're right. I just mean generally. I think he would prefer to do that. But if you're going to double shift somebody, of course, yes, I agree. Slav over Newhook for sure.
Slav and Suzuki over Newhook. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But they do play more even strength. I get that. But best players in the world, Rick, typically play 25 minutes a game, and I think we're getting close to that time when Slav you'll soon see him playing 25 minutes a game because he's just so valuable in all three zones, right?
Oh yeah,
and
fantastic.
I know some people. I see the arguments that you don't want him to, and the same with Hudson. We see him on penalty kill a little. They're using Hudson on the penalty kill, right? They use him on power play like a minute and a half. So if they can do it with Hudson, they can do it with Slav. like and Hudson's playing 30 plus minutes a friggin' game there some nights. So
That's insane.
but
He's insane.
People saying, hey, you don't want Hudson on the penalty kill or slap because they might get hurt blocking a shot. I'm sorry. You can't worry about a player getting hurt in defensive situations. It's hockey. People are going to get hurt whether you're on the friggin' penalty kill or power play or even strength or whatever. You can't worry about a player getting hurt and that be a reason for not playing him on a special team, in my opinion. Kenny Pedro, every time I wore my Lafleur jersey this series, they won. Okay. Well, why the frick did you not wear it every game, you silly goose?
We have to have a talk with you there, buddy.
Yeah. You're wearing that for game 1 of the Buffalo series there, Kenny. Come on now. Get with the program. Whatever you do, don't put on a baby blue jersey. That's a good point by Mark. Remember when the Habs would wear those baby blues and they lost every freaking time? And then Mark was so proud of that tweet that he sent me $5. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
What a game. Go, Habs, go.
As long as I never see the Habs wear that awful, what's it called there, that barbershop uniform there that they wore once, and I think they got 4 guys injured that one game. I don't ever want to see that one again.
No, that's right. Phew, that was stressful to watch. Thank God for bourbon. I hear you. I waited till after the game. I wanted to be sharp for this. So I'm having a couple now.
Yeah, no, I know. I didn't have anything at all during the game. I usually like to have one drink, but today I wasn't gonna hack it today. I was just hanging on for dear life.
If it had gone to overtime, yeah, I was cracking it out. I might even found the whiskey in the cabinet.
The big stuff.
Maybe. Actually, vodka. If I'm gonna have hard liquor,
vodka.
I tend towards vodka. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
29-9 shots for Tampa. Yeah. Well, So 788 save percentage for Vasilevsky and 28 out of 29 for Vask or Dobie. That'd be about what, 970 save percentage. So their strat was to tire Tampa out and strike midway through the third. Yeah, the old rope-a-dope. Sting like a bee. I thought it was going to be in 6, but I'm over the moon. Our off-season hasn't started. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that. I should see if I can find the. This might take too long. The all of the predictions for the start of the series. When was the first game, Rick? I'm trying to think here. I just want to see if it was. Are you able to find that out for me?
I could probably find it in a few minutes. Yes.
So I'd be curious to see if I can find the. No.
I think it was April. Is it possible? No, not April. It was Sunday. It was Sunday the 19th of April.
19th of April? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me just see if I can find our fearless predictions here, because we had a bunch.
Yeah, I don't think I'll look too good on that one, my friend. Unfortunately, I got the right number of games, but I didn't have the right team, to be honest with you. So, oopsies on my end. I'm very happy to be wrong. I have no problem with that.
Not many people picked 7 games. I'll tell you that much.
I thought it'd go to 7, and Tampa was going to squeak by barely, and in a sense, that's almost what happened.
Yeah, you were right on in a sense, but
yeah.
I can't seem to find it here. Just bring on Tampa. Okay, well, it's right around here. Just give me 2 seconds.
Sure.
And I'll see if I can't get these fearless predictions because we had who will win the Tampa Bay series. 30 votes at the Athletic. Okay, they had 80% said Tampa would win. 20% picked the Habs. There you go, Athletic, right on as usual with their predictions. Well, there it is, right there. Found it. All right. Let's bring him up here. Rick Springhetti, Tampa in 7. Stu Cowan, Tampa in 6. Dave Auger, Habs in 6. Blain Potvin, Habs in 7.
Good job, Blain. Good man.
Etienne, Habs in 6. Chris Stevenson, Tampa in 6. Eric Macramilla, Habs in 7. Eric.
Good
Liam,
job.
Tampa in 6. Stu Ashton, Habs in 6. Grant McCagg, Habs in 7. There you have it. So, Blain, Eric, and I all nailed it.
Yeah, very impressive, guys. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, Liam way off, Tampa in 6, and Rick, you were close. You got the right number of games, and I mean, deserving wise, Tampa probably deserved to win tonight, but I don't think they deserve to win the series overall.
No,
So
they did not. Montreal had games where they were better and they didn't win them, and that's just the way it goes. I have no embarrassment over the Habs winning this one at all, or no like, wow, they just got lucky. Nope, they did not just get lucky. Again, they bent a lot defensively, but they didn't break, and they got the win fair and square. Full credit. It's not easy to have that much pressure game after game after game at that young age with a immature still lineup. It's not a mature lineup. It's an immature lineup because a lot of their best players are very young, but nobody panicked. Everybody just played their game. Even the guys like, even Cole and Demi pushed, made plays happen, didn't get discouraged. Kirby Doc could have been discouraged, and he stepped up his game big time. Texier was out of the league a few months ago. He gets an opportunity. He steps up. Goulet, no injuries all the time.
Yeah.
Playoffs, he steps up. I mean, everybody stepped up. Even the ones, like I said, who didn't produce a lot, they didn't quit. They didn't give up. They weren't nuisances. Everybody considering the role they have on the team, performed it to the best of their abilities. Habs have every reason to be proud of themselves, for sure.
Yeah. As a Lightning fan and long ago Montreal fan, I'll be rooting for the Habs from here on out. What an epic series. Thanks,
Yes,
Eric.
sir.
Thanks for coming on and saying that. That's kind. Very kind of you. Struble, is it possible Struble got hurt? People are wondering that. Like, he did not play at all from at one point in the second period on. I wonder if he did get injured. I guess it's a possibility, but I didn't notice, him getting injured if he did. Something to keep an eye on. Kyle says, yes, Mark must be serious for Struble because he's tough as they come. So I guess some people are speculating that maybe Struble got hurt. It's also a possibility that, it wouldn't be the first time, Marty.
No.
There's been a lot of third periods that Struble and Jack, did not see a lot of ice time, right? So, that's a possibility too. And the Habs wrote the Lightning. What's that?
That's what I'm thinking, because Strub's the last 2 games wasn't at the level that he had been for a while. There was a little bit of a drop, and it was just with the series being as tight as it was. I think Marty felt like I can't put up with a drop, even a small one, at this point of the playoffs. We gotta get our best guys out there, because any mistake will kill us right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if the next playoffs, a little reset, a few days off. Strub might be back, but then again, who knows, right? It'll be interesting to see if Jack comes back in the next game. Maybe. And
I'm wondering if Cappy might come back in for Galley. Galley did not look like he had much in the tank there tonight.
No.
Did you see a couple of shifts there, man? Just
Oh yeah.
I think Cappy can offer more right now. It was nice to get Galley in for those big games, but and he gave him a shot getting that goal. But I don't know. I have a feeling like he played 6 something. He didn't play. Did he play in the third period? It wasn't much for Galley either, right?
No,
They shortened the bench a bit.
Really. Yeah.
So
no, I agree. I think it's going to be. I think maybe at the start they might go with a Cappy or maybe even a Valeno, whatever.
Yeah. Get the
I think
Paisan
it'll
in
be
there.
again. Sorry.
Get the Paisan in there.
Hey, we gotta do the Paisan. No,
Man, go ahead.
I think it's going to be internal, Grant. I think it's going to be a sense where Marty St. Louis is going to assess, how much of a break he needed. Maybe he feels like a week off will help Cappy get back to his game. And it's a long season for him. He's not used to it. Played a ton of hockey. Played center for 82 games in the NHL as a rookie, sometimes on the penalty kill. We forget how really, really difficult that is. Plus, the Olympics. Boy, what a season that was demanding. So maybe a week off will reset Kapanen, and you might get more of how good he could be.
Yeah. VDoc, not pretty, but we grind it out. VDoc, I put up a friggin' you asked for it. I mean, I didn't prolong the last episode, but I put up the live stream like before the game even started, and then you didn't come on until 4 hours later, my friend. Anyways, you inspired me to get it up early. Samurai put in about 20 posts there that during the game. Here's Gregory, our Flyer buddy. Congrats, Habs fans. Enjoy it. On to the next. Yeah, well, see you in the next round there, Giggy. We're both off. The Flyers and the Habs off to round 2, baby.
Yeah.
Weren't favored. Neither of us were favored. And pulled the upset. So, yeah. It'll be fun to see. Carolina, did you see any of that game, Rick?
It's a pieces. Carolina is a machine. Got to give them credit.
Yeah.
Boy,
no, they look like they're going to be tough to beat this year. That's they're you think Tampa's strong on the puck and pressuring the players. Carolina, I think, might even be better at it. Go ahead.
We had our doubts, Grant, about 5'7" Logan Stankoven being able to handle playoff hockey. Has he ever done well?
Yeah. Well, it just goes to show, right? It's not how tall you are. 9 shots, 50 shots, as long as we win. I hear you, my friend. Got Kyle agreed. Liam. We deserved better in some of our losses, but definitely got lucky tonight. Yeah, it all evens out in the long run. Like,
sure.
Come on. Is it better lines that influence how shots and goal are counted by any chance? Yeah, I wondered about that a couple of times. Geez, they seem to. I'm positive that at least one of Dawson's one-timers there was on net, and they didn't count it as a shot. There's no way they only had 4 shots on net in the first period. Second, I believe it. No shots. I believe that. I mean, the Hudson clear was on net, but I guess they don't count those as shots anymore. Yeah. I mean, if it goes in the net, they count it as a shot. If the goalie lets it through, I don't know why that's not considered a shot anymore.
I don't either. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. We did it. No, it was not pretty, but a win is a win. Dova stole the game. Bring on the Sabres, baby. Absolutely. Kenny says Montreal was a better team in 5 of 7. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. Steele was in order, and it isn't more satisfying than beating a team. And it isn't more satisfying than beating a team that sent this team into a rebuild. So thank them both ends, I guess, right? Thanks for sending us into a rebuild, and thanks for being the team that hopefully launched this young, promising group to greater heights. Right, Rick?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The rebuild got the team Demidov, got the team Slavkovsky, got the team Hudson. So we're pretty happy with that rebuild. But the rebuild is really the realization that it needs to happen, and it needed to happen when it did. They had run out of enough prospects, and there was just the talent was just there and not good enough to win. And sometimes it's necessary. What I do appreciate is that it was. You can't just if you just start rebuilding and taking that draft picks, getting top 10 draft picks is going to just lead your team to a rebuild. I think you're wrong. You've seen that with teams like Edmonton and others, that just drafting guys is not good enough. You got to find those steals later on. You got to do the right trades. You got to bring in the right veterans. The rebuild is a whole process. It's not just drafting and sitting on your butt and waiting for those players to become good. It's a process, and the Habs did it well.
Yeah. By the way, Sam Carrick and Noah Ostlund are ruled out for Sabres second-round series. Ostlund, you saw his knee injury. I don't know if you saw it or not, but no. He tore something, I think, in his knee, and he's. I imagine he's gone for the playoffs, not just round 2 if Buffalo goes on. But that we both really like Ostlund, and that. He looked really good when he got in the lineup for Buffalo there. And that's good news for the Canadians, bad news for the kid. I love him. Think he's going to be a great player. But that doesn't hurt the Canadians, Carrick and Ostlund being out. Carrick's a tough character, would have helped them, grit-wise. And Ostlund, that third line looked really good that they had going in the middle of the Buffalo in the Boston series, and losing Ostlund, I think, may end up hurting them as that second round goes on. So Canadians are basically, they're healthy, aren't they? With Dobson back.
Yeah.
How often this season have they been fully healthy?
I think they had 3 games at the end of the year. I think I counted around 3 or 4 games at the very end of the year where they had everybody pretty much back, and that was about it.
After they had it clinched, but so what a time to be to have a fully healthy club, right? It's a key to sometimes to how you can, things have to kind of go your way. The hockey gods have to be smiling on you, and injuries can play a factor in playoff series. And right now, Montreal, it's things are lining up here. Maybe this might be a nice run that they go on here. I think they can beat Buffalo. They beat Buffalo. I don't know. How crazy is it going to be in Montreal for the second round and beyond if they ever get past there? Like, first round was crazy. Second round here, my goodness. Buffalo and Montreal, I think, are the 2 best fan bases right now left in the playoffs. Buffalo in part because it's been so long since they were even in the playoffs, and Montreal because they're just always, always crazy at playoff time, and it's gonna be such a fun series. And I obviously Montreal, I want Montreal to win badly, and by the end of the series I probably won't like Buffalo, but I'm not gonna. It's kind of cool that either Montreal or Buffalo is going to be in the Eastern Conference Final this year, because I'm kind of rooting, if Buffalo, unless they do some things that really piss me off, I'm going to be cheering for Buffalo if they beat Montreal, cheering for Buffalo to win the Cup. So hopefully I won't have to do that after the second round, but I'm just putting it out there. I'm happy for Buffalo. I'm happy they're in the second round.
Yes.
I just don't want to be happy for them 5, 6, 7 games from now.
I agree. It's pretty much the same things I have. That city kind of deserves a little bit of success when it comes to the sports world, and then when it comes to their hockey team, they've been such a good fan base. Not a lot of people would have put up with Buffalo, just the lack of success, but they're always there. They're always believing in them, and it's a great story for the players themselves with that awful start to the season to come back like they did out of the blue, right after their GM was fired there, Kevin Adams, and somehow you think changing a coach would lead to success. I never heard of changing a GM who doesn't really make a move. He just becomes the GM and the team starts to win. Like, what the heck just happened here? So I'm happy for them, and I want Montreal to win. But if not, yeah, probably Buffalo is going to be my second team to go for.
Yeah. Wayner saying Dobish the new Dryden. Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
We can only hope.
Yeah.
Somebody, of course, saying, "All right, don't get out of hand there." But he, he looks legit. He really does.
Yeah.
He's
fantastic.
Yeah. That's why you never bet on hockey or football. The ball isn't round, unpredictable bounces. Yep. Yep, that's true. Dobson was fine enough. He'll be even better when the Canadians win the next round.
Oh, yeah.
I hear you, cool guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Caulfield playing afraid. I don't know. Whatever. Took the smug look off of Kucha's face after a day or two, I'm sure. Yeah, I didn't read that the white girl, 3-beer white girl drunk thing right the first time where I had to put it up. That was pretty funny and nice of our rum and coke buddy to catch that. Liam.
Yeah.
I felt like Cappy should have been in tonight. A game 7 would have been a great experience for him. Yeah, but it's not about one guy getting a great experience. It's about winning the friggin' hockey game, and they thought that Galley would be the better. I even if he wasn't playing a lot, just having that veteran experience in the locker room before and during, and who knows, he might even said something before the start of the third period to help get them back on track. It wouldn't surprise me, being the consummate veteran leader on the team.
Yes.
You can't discount that part of it, right?
No, you can't. And even if just having him there, just the players know he's been with Montreal all his career through some difficult seasons, and he's always the way he plays the game. I mean, you got to respect the beating he takes night after night after night, and what he puts his body through. So just looking at him next to you, you're probably thinking, I got to win for this guy, because God, he's so beat up, and he's still here. So he doesn't even have to talk, I think, to inspire his teammates.
No. Deuce saying we deserve to win the series, but that was straight up heist by Dobie. Unreal performance. Yeah, he's playing absolutely fabulous so far. Really, the second half of the year, right? Basically, he's been fantastic. Charles, our buddy Charles, has 3 stars in the series from here. Dovish, Hudson, and Andy. My 4 stars. Everyone else. This team is on a mission. Keep on believing, everyone. Dovish, Hudson, Andy were the 3 best players. I can agree with that. I would put Gooley as the 4th. Those are my 4. Anderson was great. Also, Demidov good the last 2 games. Yeah. I don't know that Demi was as good tonight as he was first game, but certainly nobody was good in the second. Liam's pup wants on the podcast. He always does, Maverick. Good thing we were winning the face-offs, or else we would have never touched the puck tonight. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, John, Grant, what about the Logan Stanley factor? Yeah, I guess, John, you know that Logan Stanley's my favorite, eh? Yeah. Yeah. A big reason why I think I might end up picking the Habs to win the series ultimately. Yeah.
Well, listen, he's having a good year this year from what I've seen, so we got to give him credit for that. But again, he's not fleet-footed, he's not smooth, that's for sure. So Habs could maybe go by him, use that speed, pick up that pace, let him run around, and that's your best bet for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Habs did quite well in the last 3 matches versus Buffalo. Yes, I remember they, like you say, Francois, they were dominated and lost the first game, played better than Buffalo, but lost the second and then won the third. Yeah. I wonder how many of those games did Gooley play. I think
Good
he
point.
can help. He can help neutralize Tage Thompson a bit. I think Thompson, Gooley will be out there against Thompson a fair bit. I suspect he'll be kind of tasked with trying to shut down Thompson and maybe Dobson too. They played Hudson and Dobson together a fair bit tonight, eh?
I think that's a pretty interesting duo
Yeah.
for really defensive hockey, and I think it helps out Matheson quite a bit because boy, that risky aspect of his game is always at times difficult. But I think putting him on the secondary defensive pairings would really help him out a lot. And then same thing with Carrier, guys like that. I think the two best guys to handle it are Goulet and Dobson, and give them the responsibility.
Yeah. No, they looked pretty solid together there, I thought. All right, Rick. You got an early morning tomorrow, or?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The next 2 weeks, I'm on call the next 2 weeks actually, so it'll be even more hectic than usual. But hey, it's all good.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Waiting a half hour there. I guess did you get to see all the handshake, handshaking and all that? And Dobie, when he started his interview, he goes, there, he was, I loved his reaction to Kyle interviewing him.
He always does something like that. He's such a funny guy, right?
Yeah, he's a quirky dude for sure. Was there anything from I asked the other guys, but was there anything from the handshake line that you kind of caught your eye that, I always find the handshake line kind of an interesting thing, but Suzuki and Cooper, you kind of thought that they'd zero in on those two. And then, of course, Perry having played with the Habs. And by the way, his streak's over. No finals for Corey Perry this year. But I don't know if there was anything post-game that you caught that kind of that you'd like to mention.
Well, the one thing that as much as Eagle could be a pest, I noticed he was giving everybody a quick hug and a handshake. Thought that was a little bit interesting. It's like it seems like he's an emotional guy, and then I think the handshake he was giving the respect. But that is what always strikes me as being interesting. Hockey players could practically kill each other for 7 games, and when it's over, the respect is there. Everybody was classy. You saw sincere, for me at least, it looked very sincere where the Tampa Bay players were really giving a proper, respectful handshake to the Habs and giving them the credit, Yeah. They were really good about that. And Cooper, as much as he drove us nuts sometimes, and he's trying to get, the team on the rest maybe a little bit on his side and doing things like that, he respects Suzuki tremendously and a lot of the players tremendously. So it was a great way to end the series between two great teams. And even I was on social media, and I saw some Habs fans sending messages to the Tampa Bay Lightning organization being a little bit smarky about it. And I just said, listen, guys, as a Habs fan, I'm happy we won, but thank you, Tampa Bay. You really put up a great fight, and you gave us some fantastic hockey for 7 days, and we're really fortunate to have seen 7 good hockey games.
Oh, I don't like the chirping after, like, like just take it class, win with class,
Yeah.
Yeah. And Cooper, I actually like Coop. I don't like the antics, but just about every friggin' coach, plays it up about and there've been many Montreal coaches like, Pat Burns, the late Pat Burns. He was like this on every friggin' call, and Julian, same thing. That sour look on his face all the time, every single call. I don't like it when it's your coach or the other. Marty's pretty cool about it. Like, he's kind of different when it comes to that, and that's one of the many reasons why I love Marty. But Cooper's a competitive. Most of these guys are, and I like his interviews. I like the way he comports himself, and I'm with you. Like, I was disliking him during the series, but the way he was sincere and genuine smile for so many of the players, and real classy in the handshake line. It reminded me again that, at the end of the day, Coop's a pretty good egg, I think, and a good coach, and who knows? Like, if they can retool here, they've still got some great pieces in the top 6, and a great goalie, and Radish came to the fore. Moser is developed into a really good NHL defenseman.
Yes.
A couple of good moves in the offseason. Like, it's not like Kucherov is on the downside here. Frig, he almost won the scoring race again, right? Hagel's in his prime. Points in his prime still. I think he's battling injury, and he'll be better next year, I'm sure. Gensel's in his prime. They're not going to just be a crappy team all of a sudden next year because they lost a 7-game series to an up-and-coming Canadiens team. They'll be tough again next year, and maybe they, who knows? Maybe they beat us next year in a playoff series. It's hard to. There's certainly not much separating those two teams, that's for sure.
Gosh, there wasn't. I think we saw that very clearly.
Yeah, Montreal, one more goal than Tampa in this series, right?
Yeah.
So, and it went win-loss, 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 win. So
unreal. I love the sport for that reason. I love it.
Yeah. All right, Rick. You've done yeoman work in the first round here. Get lots of sleep because there's more yeoman work coming up, my friend. We got round 2. We got round 2 just around the corner.
Thank you, Grant, and thanks everyone. It was a great first round, and I can't wait for the second.
I'll have to see if I can't get down. I don't know if a watch party or something. I don't know if can't maybe arrange something here in the second round, because being in Montreal, first round was really cool. Second round, it's going to be insane. So you never know. I'll get in touch with Stu and a couple of guys, and if we can arrange something, I might see if I can't. I can't get down again. It would be kind of cool. All right, Rick.
I love it. All right.
Have a good night. Thanks for hanging in there so long.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night.
Thanks.
Rick Springhetti. Excellent. Love it. Love Rick's coverage all first round there. He was great. It was great of him to do post games, pre games. Rick's the man. Real good friend, and I'm fortunate to have Rick as a not only as a colleague but a true friend. No hate for Cooper. He constructed a hell of a game plan. Buffalo will definitely be using this, that same. Yeah, and Lindy Ruff's a good coach too. So Deuce mentioning that Cole's been engaged the last couple of games. He's squeezing his stick. I think it'll come against Buffalo. Oh, yeah. Well, hey, he's got another round now to redeem himself, right? So don't be surprised. You can't keep a good goal scorer down for too long, folks. Maybe, they tend to come in bunches with goal scorers, so we could well see it here. I hope so. Second round, we're going to need him because I think there'll be more goals scored in this round. Just a feeling. So, so much for Colorado being dominated by, Minnesota being dominated by Colorado. By Colorado, it's now 4-4. So it was 3-0 Colorado. Johansson, Malinsky, Drury, Lehkonen, and Johansson, Hartman scored. Then Blankenberg made it 4-2, but Tarasenko and Quinn Hughes. McCarron picked up an assist. McCarron, big goal in the last round. 2 big goals, actually. Still think he would look good in the Habs uniform here for the playoffs, but it is what it is. The Habs manage without making any moves at the trade deadline. They won a series anyways, so good for them to pull that off without making any moves at playoff time. Samurai, $7. Thank you, Sammy. Proud of the team. Game 7 win. Dovish, best player in series. Next series will be awesome. Yeah, that it will be. I was so glad to see that Dave Morris. I'm gonna have to follow him. Yeah, it's good times. Youngest team in the league. I don't know. Are they the youngest team in playoff history? I heard that one. I don't know. I don't know if that's a fact or not. Did Dano bring his pizza back? Well, we kind of knew that would be happening, right? Good for him. Dano was solid defensively. Nice. The Florida teams are out now. Someone needs to take care of Vegas. That might be the tweet of the night. I hear you. Finally, a Florida team that doesn't get to the friggin' finals. Yeah. What was it? 5 out of 6 years that they went to the finals? Florida team? Or no, it was 6 straight years. Crazy. A win is a win. Who cares how? Well, that's it. Let Galley sit the next 2 games. If Cappy doesn't do well, bring Galley in. Galley should only be played when the series is on the line. Pretty much, Peter Goldman, we will beat Buffalo. I agree. Galley is empty. Douche says Cappy should draw back in. Love Galley, Habs legend, but his tank is pretty much an empty. Didn't see a lot from him. Wow, such a more common, entertaining podcast. Okay, thank you. Should I have a piece of Black Forest cake or a cannoli for the Habs winning? Ooh. I had strawberry shortcake, actually. Yeah, it was good. I'd go with Black Forest cake, Martin. Unless if you're having a drink, then I go with the cannoli. Prefer Arbor because of Greenway. I want Cappy reunited with Slav and Demi versus Sabres and Sexy Texy on top line. Oh, sexy Texy. They were 2-2 against Buffalo this season and even on goals. I don't see that they struggled. Plus, Raymond was still the goalie coach at that time. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. And we've got to look at that. Let me just curious to know who was in nets for these games. Beat Buffalo 4-2 early on. Cappy with a goal. Blain with a goal. Slav with a goal. Evans. Beat them 4-2 with Doby in the net. Game 1. All right. Game 2, I think that was the one they got bombed in, right? Lost 5-3. Was that the second one? Looks that way. Just bear with me here. They played Buffalo in January 3 times in the space of a couple of weeks. Okay. Yeah. Let's just get these get these out and we'll have a quick look. Lost 5-3, and that was the Tage Thompson show again. Cole, Demi, Suzuki scored in that game. And if you recall, they had the lead, right? And then they were up 3-2. Buffalo came back with 3, including 2 from Thompson in the third period. Fowler was in nets for that one. He gave up 4 on 26 shots. And then this game here, lost 4-2. So won the first one, lost the middle 2, won the third one, or fourth one. And in this game, Cole scored, Suzuki scored, but they ended up losing 4-2. And Sammy was in nets for that one. So all 3 goalies played against Buffalo this year, which is interesting. And then the final one beat them 4-2. So pretty even, right? And this one, Slav scored again. Caulfield with 2, and Cappy. So Cappy scored a couple of goals against Buffalo. Cole scored 3 or 4. Slav scored a couple. Suzuki scored a couple. Hopefully, it looks like the big line had some success, and so did Cappy actually. And I don't know. I have a feeling that Cappy might draw back in here against Buffalo, and that Caulfield hopefully can get rolling here. Yeah, Galley. I think he might have been a boost. Drum Dude saying 4-2 Habs. Yeah, well, it's 5-4. It's 5-4 Minnesota now. And they just scored a shorthanded goal. Minnesota got a pretty good team. I have to admit. Dallas is no easy out. Great sign that the Habs are at full strength. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Scott Eminger. Hey, Scott. Should be a great round 2. Let's go, Buffalo. There you go. Yeah, hopefully you don't cry too much when the Sabres go on vacation. We'll see. I'll be crying tears of joy when they win the cup. Yeah, it'd be cool if they eventually won the cup here again. I want to check in on Medicine Hat. Will Pickford be playing? Looks like Laval could use him. Laval lost. Yeah, they're gone. 7-6 final for Prince Albert tonight over Medicine Hat. Wins the series 4-2. So Bryce Pickford's junior career is over. Didn't get any points again tonight. And Rudolph with 2 more goals. That defenseman is a stud. 2 goals and an assist for Rudolph. Wow. How many points does he have in the playoffs? He's been beastly. I just want to look this up. That kid, he wouldn't be a shock if he was the first defenseman taken. He's, if they're not counting tonight's game, 23 points in 15 games, 10 goals. Wow. As a just turned 18-year-old, 6'2", all around. Yeah. Francois Medicine Hat may lose again. Not sure Laval won't be eliminated by then. Not doing well. Well, get on their high horse and get them in there. Yeah, they might be eliminated by then. Just one more loss and they're out, right? I don't understand these 5-game series, especially for the second round. Most are probably happy with the win as well as downtown Montreal. Awesome for the city. Yep, it's going to be great. As much as I hate is Matheson's brain cramps, arrogance. I don't know about that. He eats up a lot of minutes and pucks. He made a couple of fantastic plays tonight, as usual. Hope they play Stanley 25 minutes a game. Matheson, look, I have it on good authority right from one of the defensemen's old man. Matheson is beloved in the room. I don't get the arrogance comment. He's a high character leader on that team, and that's right from the club. So I don't agree with the arrogant, the thought that Mike Matheson's arrogant. I don't think that at all. Oh, Tarasenko with the beauty Forsberg goal. Okay. Yeah, I'm missing that. I don't think many of the Tampa players showed much class, and you can include Cooper in that statement. I don't think. I don't know that you said that the way that you meant to say it. Murray did great in this series. He outcoached Cooper, which I did not expect. Cooper is a class act. Dawson will only get better in the Buffalo series. Yeah. Yes, Uncle B, I agree. With Dobson back, will Engstrom go save Laval's butt? Good point. Engstrom, Pickford on the Willie Trudeau might need to be replaced. I don't know what's going on with Willie, but gee, Willikers there. Tampa has questions on D. Will Radish have a repeat of his breakout season? How much does Hedman have left? Well, who knows? But Radish doesn't necessarily have to have a repeat. But Chernak and Lilberg are solid D-man. Crozier, I like what I saw from him, and he didn't even get to dress the last couple of games. Their D's not that bad. And frig, how many goals did they shut down Montreal's top line? No team's done that 7 straight games. You got to give their defense some credit there. They were solid. No stars back there, but Moser and Radish are very good. Lilberg, Chernak, McDonough's not done yet, the son of a bitch, although he did slow down as the series went along, and he is on the decline. Hedman's on the decline, but no, they've got some decent D-men, young D-men there. Yeah, Florida will be back next year. Absolutely. Tampa's core are in their 30s. Well, they're in their early 30s. Hagel's not in his 30s. So Hagel, Radish, Moser are all big parts of the core, and they're not in their 30s. And then the other two, like Gensel and, doesn't matter if you're in your 30s, if you're in your prime. Kucherov almost won the friggin' scoring title. So, Gensel, 88 points, his best season ever. He's 31. So he's in his forwards at 31 in today's NHL are in their prime. Doesn't matter if they're in their 30s. They have to fortify the top 6 group. And Point, if he's in his 30s, it's just, again, very friggin' young 30, if that's what he is. Hagel is 27, so he's in his absolute prime right now. Cirelli is what, 29, 28? So he's in his friggin' absolute prime. Points what? 30. He just turned 30. So I expect a bounce back from him next year. Moser's not, he's 25. Freaking guy. He's a good defenseman. I have to give him that. That's, other than Vasilevsky, that's your core. And I mean, Vasilevsky for a goaltender is in his friggin' prime. Kucherov, 32, 130 points, 4 straight 100-point seasons. He's not going anywhere for the next 3 years. So their window's still open here, folks. They just got to get some better. They have to get some better pieces around them there. They're not going anywhere. They could easily have won that series, and then who knows? I would have favored Tampa probably over Buffalo. So, no, I don't agree that their window's closed at all here. Chernak's what? 29? He's 28. He's in his prime. Solid defenseman. That James kid, frig. I thought he had a solid playoff. He's only 23. He's gonna be a solid NHLer. Gonsalves, frig. He's 25. Didn't mind him. Like, he was one of the better players on Tampa those last 3 games, I thought. He came on as the series went along. Anyway, Dastu, he's not very old, 28, in his prime for a defenseman. Radish, 30, but again, on defense, 30. Many defensemen just start hitting their prime at 30. So if they can get the right fortifications, they're not a bad squad at all. We got people joining here. The other podcast is over, I guess. Too bad everybody's gone here. We had four of us on at one point there, folks. Now people that are joining me that were watching other podcasts are seeing me solo, but oh well, I'll try my best here. Most of the good stuff's been said already, so you should try tuning in at the start, folks, because you missed the good stuff. I wonder if they bring in Pickford right away. Yeah. I don't know. They don't have much time here. Frig. It's unfortunate that they're in trouble here. They may not have time because you want a few practices typically. Engstrom might be headed back to Laval. Yeah, I would. They need him, right? All hands on deck. Get Engstrom back. Play Willie Trudeau a little less, or not at all. Danny Como. Hey, Dan. That's a fairly new name around here. I like Balduke. He picked up his game. Could be a future playoff guy. Yeah, hopefully he becomes a future regular season guy too. Yeah, I liked some things in Balduke's game for sure. I think it's picked up to a certain degree here. Let's get our sponsors in here. We got a lot of people on board. Why don't we give them a plug here? Who else is? I took Mini in 6, says Music. They Wild play a pretty nasty game. Yeah, they're not a bad squad, are they? Beating Dallas was no easy task, and they pulled it off. So don't put it past them being able to give Colorado a real friggin' go here. That's for sure. There we go. Just give me 2 seconds, folks, here. I gotta find something. All right. Let's just give a little plug here to our fine sponsors at Next Level Hockey. Next Level Hockey, folks. Specialists in hockey development trusted by NHL prospects. Whether you're looking to elevate your shooting, skating, stick handling, or overall game, NLH is here to take your game to the next level. Visit them at nextlevelhockey.com and follow their Instagram at nextlevelhockey_ for daily tips, posts, and updates. If you or someone you know have young aspiring hockey players who want to elevate their game, trust Next Level Hockey to guide them forward. Next Level Hockey. It's in the name. And Bonachère Caves, Eganville, Ontario, private family-owned business run by hockey fans. And pretty cool that May 24th weekend, folks, they open for the summer. They'll be open right through until, well, late spring until early fall, Thanksgiving weekend. about an hour from Ottawa, in the beautiful Upper Ottawa Valley on the Bonnechere River. It's a beautiful place to take the family, take the wife, take yourself, whoever. However, go to Bonnechere Caves this summer. Support local tourism, Canadian tourism. Great family-owned business. And Chris, Caveman Chris, he's a jewel, folks. A good friend. All right. Back to the comments here. By the way, please hit like and subscribe. Hype this if you're watching it on your mobile phone. Every bit of support here helps. And of course, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And the score here now, Minnesota game, 5-5. Holy frig. Where's the D? Where's the defense? Taves just tied it up here. Late second intermission. Okay. Well, I'll have to see if I can catch a bit of that. The stuff you missed when you got to work, folks? So, considering that I'm missing this hockey game, just give us a like here if you can. I'd appreciate it. The Wild are coming back. What a game. Record break. Okay, the 2024-5 Canes were the youngest team in NHL history to make the playoffs. 25.95. And the 2025-26 team surpassed that mark. Okay. Was that with Galley in the lineup instead of Cappy? Probably not, eh? That's pretty impressive. Do I think the mini Colorado series will be the tightest? I don't know. I think Colorado wins, but we'll see. Get back to me after the first two games. Yeah. Kenny's saying Colorado, Minnesota are trying to score more goals in their first game than Montreal, Tampa scored all series. Yeah. Don't dare look away from this game in Colorado. Third is going to be wild. No pun intended. 71-86. No one expected Montreal to win a cup with a rookie goalie. They say things happen in threes. Yeah. It wasn't like it was 3 years later or something like that, right? 15 years apart there. Only needed a 40-year spread this time around. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my first playoff series that I fondly recall, that I truly recall, was 71. The Boston-Montreal series where the Habs were never supposed to win. They had that big rookie goalie, 6'4" goalie. Well, they got the 6'4" goalie again. Rookie goalie. You never know. Yeah. Agree with Bolduc being a playoff player. He and his friends look gassed tonight, but I'm very excited about his future. I can see the Habs opening up offensively versus Buffalo. I don't think the Sabres will be as stifling. I think there's going to be more goals. Can a coach be MVP of that series? Then Marty is the guy. I'd still go Dobie, but what an acquisition Deneau has been for this group. Well, somebody's got to bring in the pizza after the series win, right? Somebody's got to order. Everybody needs to subscribe. Yeah. Subscribe, share, like, hype. Sorry for being late, Grant. Took a while for the shock to wear off from the new hook goal. Yeah. Gonna have a headache at work tomorrow. Cheers, Grant. BioSteel is a lifesaver. No defense in that game, Grant. Yeah, pretty much, Ken? It sure seems that way. 5-5. I don't know. People think, whoever comes out of the West, right? I don't know. The East kind of beat up on the West this year. Not so certain that Colorado or Minnesota can't be beat. Like, how do these two teams stack up against Carolina? Yeah. Carolina looks like the team to beat in the East right now, but we'll see. Time for Philly to get back at her. There's a game every second day for the Buffalo series, no days off. Well, hopefully that youngest team in NHL history, right? Youngest playoff team. Just got a text from Shane. Shane Gourmand. Just moving into the second round, it's a success. Can we go further? Very possible. Yeah. I could definitely see an Eastern team winning the Cup. Yeah, I think so. They've won most of the last few, right? Tampa twice and Florida twice. Yeah. They play playoff style hockey. Habs are learning on the go, building character. Well, I said, after game 6, win or lose, this is a character builder. The youngest team in playoff history, getting to play a game 7 against a team with, a whole pile of Stanley Cup winners and guys that have been there, and win or lose, it just being a great future building block for this team. But then not only that, it's a future building block for the rest of this playoff, right? You get through that. Whew. Who knows? It's hard to say how this Buffalo series goes. On the one hand, it could be really tight, close games, back and forth like the Tampa series. On the other hand, Buffalo might come out and, maybe win it in 5-6 games. Habs could win it 4 or 5, 6 games. It's I wouldn't want to be putting money down one way or another. Eastern teams seem to be more physical in the playoffs. Maybe. Ends up being a shock to Western teams in the finals. Yeah. Well, yeah. They start on Wednesday, a couple days off, but then it's every second day pretty much, right? If Suzuki and Caulfield can wake up and score goals, I think Habs can sweep the series. Well, I'd say there's a doubt audio that they sweep the series, but Huh. Yeah, Paul's our buddy Paul, friend of mine and friend of Rick. He's heading to Amsterdam on Tuesday. Mr. Season ticket holder that invited me down for the game now is going to miss the next round of the playoffs. He said, see you in the finals. Yeah, I'll be back for the finals. Here's hoping. Here's hoping they're still playing. I tuned him in for, why'd you book a trip to Amsterdam when the Habs are going to be in the middle of the playoffs? He's a jet setter. Deneau definitely earned his slice of pizza. He might even have two tonight, Andy. He won 64% of his draws. What an excellent pickup he was. Yeah, I didn't want to talk too much about it while we still had the guys on board, but Susie actually lost one more than he took tonight, but that's been rare for him. Kirby won the two he took. Jake won 8, lost 6. Phil, he was the stud in the Faceoff circle. 16 wins, 9 losses, 64%. New Hook 0 for 5. I don't know. I think they gotta get Cappy back in there, and instead of having New Hook taking some draws, Cappy, please. Oh, we've got 107 likes. Well, at least it's over 100, but yeah, keep hitting that like button. Should be 200, damn it. Struble should be set for the rest of the playoffs for Jockeye. Bontoon, you always got to come out with the, with the takes, eh? Dovish kept his role going and stifles the Sabres in game 1. Well, that's interesting. I know, who was it? Henrik Lundqvist rated Alex Lyon ahead of Dovish as far as best goalies left in the playoffs. Okay, that's an interesting opinion. I mean, Henrik knows more about goaltending than I do, but Alex Lyon's a kind of a journeyman. They split games in the first round, so to say, oh well, yeah, got to rank him ahead of Doby. Did he not pay any attention to Dovis in the second half of the season? His win percentage, 75%, basically. I don't know. Well, folks, I got caught up here. I'd like to maybe catch some of the third period of this Avalanche game. Sounds like I missed an interesting one. So I think I'll call it a night. Fantastic. So glad they won this series. So glad that we can keep doing these pre-game, post-games. It's going to make my May a lot more fun. I have some landscaping projects I got to get done. Do that during the day. Watch more Habs hockey at night. Can't get much better than that. Dovish might have the best stats in the playoffs. Oh, they're good. Absolutely. Rocket ship. Yeah. Ole, ole, ole. Folks, this is great. Thank you so much. Thank you to Rick, Liam, Blaine for the great comments post game. If you missed it, if you come in late, go back and have a look at the first hour. Lots of great comments from those guys as always. And Kenny, good night. Continued happy podcast for the next month at least. Be nice to be doing this into June, wouldn't it? Absolutely. Yeah, here's hoping. And Laval bounce back, win the next one, right? I have faith in the boys getting off Schneid. Send back Engstrom. Give him a boost. He was there for most of the year. They've got what? They've got plenty of defensemen, so get him back. Now we shuffle off to Buffalo. Big win by the boys tonight. Absolutely. It's going to be an absolute blast. If Habs continue winning, Grant won't have any time left to prepare his draft list. I've got a pretty good take on it. You know what, Francois? I've got all my NHL scouting buddies that can help me out. So if need be this year, I'll get a little more input from them than usual. But those are pretty good guys to have helping you out, steering me in the right direction when it comes to draft list. But yeah, fear not. I'll have my I'll get a bunch of scouting in here. I always do, and I'll have a damn good draft list. I hope, as usual. It always looks good when I finalize it and then look at it a few years later. So, oh, could have had that guy a little higher. Could have had that guy a little lower. It's hey, there's no perfect draft list, that's for sure. When you're looking at 17, 18-year-olds, such an inexact science. That's for damn sure. All right. Well, 7-5. Yeah. I think Colorado's going to end up being just a bit too much for Minnesota here, but we'll see. Okay. If we can contain Tage, or at least always be in his way, we may have a really good chance against Buffalo. Yeah, I think you shut down that top line, right? Thompson and Tuck. I think Gooley's going to need another big series out of Gools. I think he'll be matched up against Tage quite a bit, and we'll see. We'll see if he can keep him in check. I think Gooley played a fair bit on the right side too, which, hey, that's pretty cool. I think he was kind of the unsung guy for me in the first round. Caden. Guys, I could keep going, but my beer is done. And I want to go catch a little bit of that. What's left? 13:57. Yeah. Catch the last 10 minutes of the hockey game. All right. Thanks again, everybody. Great day to talk hockey. A great day to win Game 7 in the playoff series and advance to round 2. Bring on Buffalo. I can't wait. I'll get some more videos out the next day or two. But Wednesday, good pregame show and post-game show. And absolutely going to be a blast. Buffalo, Montreal. Here's hoping for just a dandy series. And we'll see you then. Bye for now.